Hello, horse guys and gals. Welcome back. Feels like it's been a long time, but I took last week off, if anybody noticed, just between everyone else was taking the week between Christmas and New Year's off. So I was like, you know what? I'll take it off too. So I did. So there was no episode last week. And then yesterday, I completely did not realize that it was Thursday yesterday, which is when I usually try to post these videos or episodes, but it was like 6 p.m. Actually, I think I was getting in bed. And I was thinking about making this episode tomorrow, and so I was looking at my phone and I was like, unless today was Thursday. I don't think it was Thursday today, was it? And then I looked, I was like, yep, it was Thursday today. So it's a day late. It's a week and a day late. So my apologies, but we're here anyway, and I don't think anyone was living or dying on my episode yesterday, but anywho, hope you guys have had a great New Year's season and holiday season if you guys celebrated the Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever you celebrate. I'm officially done with all the holidays. I have like 4 sets of family, so there's always like so many events to try and get to through the holiday season, but we're done with that now. So yeah, I've been like organizing, putting all of my Christmas stuff away. I've been really debating because I got some clothes for Christmas, like decluttering my closet, but I have finally got all of my Christmas stuff put away and all of the clutter like somewhat organized in my room that decluttering my closet will just make another mess. And I just want to enjoy my clean room. So the struggle's real. But yeah, I haven't had too eventful of a New Year's so far. We don't really ever go out for New Year's, but we actually did this year. I've never really been like a partier or anything like that for New Year's. Never really had enough friends to do such. So I've never really, it's never been a big deal for New Year's for me. But this year we actually did go out for a little bit. We were home by like 9 o'clock, but we went out for a little bit with Thomas's brother and some of his friends. So it was nothing crazy. We went to, what did we do? Sorry, I just saw a message come up and now I'm trying to think what we even did. We went to eat. We had Mexican, and then we went next door to this like arcade. Oh yeah, I remember what we did now. We went next door to this arcade. My boyfriend is a gamer, and so was his brother, and so there was like this little arcade right next to the restaurant we ate at. So we went and played at this arcade for a little while, and I will say it was pretty cool. They had like all of the games, like the machines. What do you call those? I don't even know. Like some old style ones, and then after that we went to play laser tag. So Thomas is very obsessed with laser tag. It is one of his favorite activities at the moment. And, I don't mind going. Like, it's fun. Although we go like every single month, and that's a little bit much for me. But it's, it's a good time, whatever. It's a lot more fun if you've had a few drinks beforehand, because I'm not a competitive person. I think we may have talked about this before in my videos or in the podcast, which is why I don't really show that much. Because I'm just not competitive. I never was growing up. In the sports that I did play, in volleyball, I did more because it was like a team effort, but in track, because track is like an individual sport, if I lost, I was like, that sucks. Moving on. And I just like really didn't care. I'm just really not competitive. And yeah, I don't know if that stems from some sort of childhood trauma or like feeling like you always lose, so you may as well accept it. But yeah, I would always lose, and I was very slow in track, so I would lose a lot. And so eventually I was just like, yeah, okay. And so yeah, in my adulthood, I am super not competitive either. But like when I have a few drinks, it's not even that I'm more competitive, it's just more that like I'm less anxious, or like, I don't know. I don't have like an anxiety disorder or anything. I'm not gonna say that. But like, I do get anxious and just kind of closed off and very reserved. But when I have a few drinks, I am much more relaxed and willing to have a good time. And I don't really care what other people are thinking. So maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. But anyways, enough about laser tag. It's the new year. So everybody's making these resolutions. And I don't know about y'all, but I've never really been a resolution maker. Actually, that's a lie. I have definitely made resolutions in the past. I have some videos on my YouTube channel on like my horsey New Year's resolutions from past years. But I honestly, like last year I stopped doing that because I just like, I get tired of making plans and like making these staple things that have to happen and then they don't later on, whether that be from unforeseen circumstances or just my plans change or something doesn't work out. And then I feel like I almost have this sense of failure because I didn't come through with those resolutions or I didn't meet those goals or whatever. So I stopped making it last year, those videos last year, because I was like, you know what, whatever the year brings is what the year is gonna bring, and I'm just gonna roll with it, and we're just gonna see where we go. And honestly, I think that's a lot healthier of a mindset to have. Not that there's anything wrong with like setting small goals for yourself, but I feel like if you don't meet those goals or things don't go as planned, like it's okay. Like that's fine too. At least that's where I'm at in my life, in my early 20s. I'm just kind of like, you know what, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. And I'll make a new goal. So yeah, anyway, I would say if I did have any resolutions this year, my main things like for this season, this riding season, is just getting Hazel and Oakley really seasoned, like getting them broke for sure. Like I want to be riding both of them this year, and I definitely for sure see that happening with Oakley. I don't know how long Hazel's gonna take, so I'm not gonna push it. I'm not gonna set these high standards because I know that Hazel is gonna be a really tough horse, and I do plan to, film her process and stuff, but I know that she's going to be really tough, and I know she's going to be tough because I haven't done anything with her pretty much all winter. When I brought her home in July, I did do like just some groundwork and stuff with her just to keep her stimulated and like not necessarily in a routine, but she wasn't just sitting forgetting everything. Well, now it's been several months of winter and I really don't work my horses through the winter. I mean, occasionally if we get some really nice weather, I will, but winter is kind of my horse's seasonal retirement where they can just take a break and I can take a break. I can focus on, my day job and saving up some money for my, summer horse events and stuff like that. So I know that Hazel's going to be tough because she's been sitting, and she is one of those horses that like her last owners told me this too. If she sits, you'll get her out and she will act like she forgot everything. She has no idea. So I know that her confidence is going to be really low and she's going to be really tough, which I'm taking full responsibility for. I already know that this is going to happen because of my actions, but we will work through it. She will come back slowly but surely. But Oakley, I think honestly will pick up really fast. She is such a smart mare, and I think she's going to be a really cool horse. I really do. And I don't think she's going to be too hard to get going. She has picked up everything so quick. She is just, she does have confidence. I can tell that I have definitely instilled confidence in her because the more that I worked with her through the summer and fall, the more I could throw at her and her like really stop and think about it. So she never had any like ugly moments and everything went really smoothly with her. So I'm going to hope to continue that. And hopefully maybe my friend Mel can come help me with them this year. I know definitely Hazel's going to need it. I don't think I'm probably going to be trying to mount her or anything while I'm home alone. But yeah, so let's see. What else do I want to do this year? I would like to, obviously going on as many trail rides as possible. I think that's on my list every year. I am going to be working with another horse, Mesa. And she belonged to my boarders. And when my boarders moved their horses for the summer, they were letting somebody else ride her. And when they came back, they had explained to me that the person that was riding her just kind of developed some bad habits in her, and she's basically just a big ball of anxiety now. So she's also going to be a little bit of a project. She is already broke. I don't know how well broke she is. She's also probably pregnant. She's probably bred, because I watched her get bred to that stud that they had here last year. And so she's probably pregnant, but I'm going to be riding her and trying to get her back into a good mindset and probably trail riding her and stuff like that. So yeah, that's going to be exciting to hopefully get her back into a good place. I want to go to some shows. I actually was thinking today, I don't know if it's going to happen, so don't quote me, but our local saddle club put out their show dates for the year today, and I saw that in May they're having the Cowgirl Queen. I don't know if it's the contest or I don't know what, they do the Cowgirl Queen, like they announce them, I think, at the first show, and then later they all compete against each other, whatever. I really debated doing that last year and I chickened out. I've never done a Cowgirl Queen contest. I've never really been a big shower, so I just never felt like I had a horse that was broke enough, that I knew what I was doing enough. I just never thought I could do it. So I'm really debating again this year if I want to try to do the Cowgirl Queen contest. I would most likely be doing it on BB. And yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I might ask my old barn owner, because she is a big shower, if maybe she would give me some pointers or give me a few lessons and kind of get me started. But I did watch last year a little bit of the Cowgirl Queen type of stuff, and I'm pretty sure they have to do like trail, and they have to do, I don't know, some different classes and compete against each other, and then they obviously do their salute and stuff like that. So we'll see. I don't know. I might look it up and do some more research on it later, but I'm really thinking about it. So yeah, I would like to do some more endurance events, especially now that this year, since I know what's wrong with BB. I of course wanted to do some last year too, and I could have done them on a different horse, but BB has already been conditioned and stuff. And so she was my endurance horse. But since last year she was having all of that weight issues, I didn't want to keep pushing her, or since I didn't know what was wrong with her, I wasn't really going to endurance events. I think I did 2. So this year, now that I know what's wrong with her and how I can help her and maintenance her, I want to get back into it and try to go to a few more, when I can in between. I am working a 5-day work week now at my new job. So the weekends are going to be my literal only time to slow down and relax. So I do want to try and keep in mind that I don't have to go to every show. I don't have to go to every trail ride. I don't have to go to every endurance event. I can take a weekend now and again to just do nothing or just relax at home with my horses. Midwest Horse Fair is in April, so I'm really looking forward to that. I don't know when the Iowa Horse Fair is. I don't know if I've seen it yet, but I hopefully will be at both. So if you guys are attending any of them, let me know down below, and I could hopefully see some of you there. And I think, what else? I know there are some clinics that are scheduled for the year that I would like. I went to a Matthew Job clinic in April this year, or last year, I guess. April 2022, I went to a Matthew Job horsemanship clinic, and I really, really liked him. And I see that he's doing, I don't know if it's the same clinic or not. He's doing another clinic nearby here again in April. So I would like to attend it if I can afford it at the time, because I really liked his input. So we'll see if that happens or not. I am kind of recovering my bank account because this last whole summer, since February last year, I guess almost a year, I went from working full time to working like 15 hours a week, like if that. So the summertime, like, or the last year has kind of dwindled down my bank account a little bit. So I'm really trying to like save my money and try to recover that. I also want to buy like a living quarters trailer at some point in my life because I don't want to camp in my livestock trailer forever. So I want to try to save some money so that this year or next year I could buy something with either a tack room or a living quarters. I could always convert like a tack area into a living quarters, or just at least put a bed and like some cabinets or something in there. But yeah, those are just some ideal goals that I would like to see happen in 2023. If they don't, they don't. But, you know, it'd be nice, you know, thinking about it now in the winter. But anywho, I did have a couple of Facebook posts that I wanted to read today. I saw these just today and I saved them. Because I really like getting on here on these Facebook groups, because these groups on Facebook, you guys, I don't know why people think that Facebook is old school. Nobody uses Facebook anymore. What I am on Facebook all the time, every single day. I'm scrolling Facebook all day long. It's kind of bad, but I'm on it all the time. These horse groups, like if you need advice on literally anything, there's a horse group for it. Like I'm a part of like some hoof care groups, some plant-based, what is it? Forage-based nutrition groups. I am a part of barn owner groups. And then I joined that halflinger group, and there are thousands and thousands of people in every single one. I'm part of multiple tack sale groups, and multiple like just horse groups for my area that I live in. There's Iowa horses, there's Midwest horse chat, there's all kinds of like massive horse groups, and people are posting on these things all day, every day. So I do not believe that Facebook is dead. I don't know why people think that, but they're wrong. So if you don't use Facebook, you know, whatever. But if you have an account and you like want to get on there to get into the horse communities, there is so many of them and they're so big. And yeah. And honestly, I don't think people are that mean to each other. I know I've had some people in my life that don't join them because they're like, horse people are so mean. And I'm like, not really. Like, at least not in my experience on here. And if somebody like makes a comment, it's usually not unwarranted. Not to say there isn't rude people. Like, some people can be rude. Every once in a while, you'll see a comment that's like, okay, that was uncalled for. But you just scroll past it and like move on with your life. But it's not like that common. And I don't think. Okay, anyways, this person posted in this horse barn group that I'm in. And this group is like mainly for people that own or run their own barns or are building a barn or whatever. And I joined this group because I was like, well, I have boarders, and in the future I would like to have more boarders, and I've worked at lots of boarding facilities, so I thought it would be helpful. Well, this person posts a picture of one of those patio heaters. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, they make these patio heaters that are literally like, they're long rectangular heaters that are literally just a heating element, with maybe like a small cage over it, but they just mount on the side of a wall or, you know, onto your patio or whatever, and they just blast radiant heat, and they are extremely hot. I've even been to some restaurants that like have them outside on their patios, like the pedestal style ones that look like a big lamp, and they just radiate so much heat, and you actually get like hot sitting under them. So they make they make ones that are like long and rectangular, and you can mount them on the side of your patio or whatever. So it heats your outdoor area for you. So this person posts one of these, a picture of one of these, and she says, I have boarders wanting something like this in the barn to keep their horses warm. I am 100% against it, but I am told this is safe, ? Just to play devil's advocate, does anyone actually use something like this? So I'm going to read the comments here. And honestly, I scanned through the comments a little bit earlier and they weren't very nice. A lot of people are saying like, my God, they're horses. I would tell them they're perfectly designed to handle the weather. If they aren't using blankets, they can pay to have more hay fed. See. I can see the point over a wash rack, but not over stalls or in constant use. Sounds like a severe pneumonia waiting to happen. Are these electric? If so, I'd be very cautious with using them all the time. Animals slowly acclimate to winter weather, but if using an electric heat source and the power goes out, well, now you have cold horses who have not acclimated to the colder temps. But like I said, maybe in a wash rack for occasional use, but other than that, it would be a no for me. I have one in my barn and I've had it for 30 years. It's great. You should want to give a bath during the colder seasons and you want them to dry quickly. Never any issues with it, and I keep it hung above where I cross tie my horses. Making an area where boarders can be warm indoors makes sense if you have the ability, but horses certainly don't need it. Horses are so much better in the winter than summer. They need to suck it up to have the best and healthiest horses. No power in my barns, planned that way. They can go board in a heated barn. So those are just some of the comments. It's kind of leaning both ways. Like, obviously some people say that they have them and they work great. My concern is like, these patio heaters get extremely hot. I mean, we sold them at the retail store that I used to work at. And like I said, I've sat by them like at restaurants or whatever before, and they get really, really hot. And I would be worried about putting this over a horse's stall. For one, because they get so hot and you obviously have the risk of fires. But if your horse is in a stall and it's only in a 12 by 12 area, if they are getting hot and they can't move away from the heat source, like, you're probably going to have a horse that is too hot. And obviously it's like outside in a winter heated barn, but these heaters are just radiant, right? They're not like a fan. They don't have a fan where they're blowing the heat. It is literally just beating heat. So your horse can't really, if they're in a stall, they're not really going to be able to move away from it. If they are getting too warm and want to cool off somewhere, they can't get away from it. So I don't think I would like it for that reason, just because I have experienced how warm they get. If they are electric, I can't really tell if these ones in her picture have, I mean, they have to be electric. There's no propane hookup to them. So they've got to be like electric. I cannot imagine how much these would cost to run all the time, and would be dangerous to run all the time because I'm sure they use a lot of watts. And if you're plugging them into just like outlets, like your outlets can only handle so many watts at a time. So definitely not something to run all the time. I personally kind of agree with the people in the comments that are like, if their horses aren't like using blankets already, then they can pay to have more hay fed to their horses to stay warm. Because even though your barn isn't heated, I know that there are people that like to have a heated stall barn and whatever. And that's totally fine if like that's your facility and that's what you want to put in. But if you're boarding somewhere and you don't want to move your horses to a heated barn, use blankets. Like, there are people, I see people all the time using blankets. At the old barn that I worked at, recently, we had horses in the wintertime and we only kept the barn at like 40 degrees at night. So it's not like it was really warm. They were double blanketed or something so that they didn't get a fluffy coat. Not that I love that either, but it's like, it's more than possible to keep a short coat on your horse, especially if they're coming in at night or in all the time. So if they're coming into a stall at all, like, it's probably pretty easy to keep a short coat on your horse if that's what these people are going for. But yeah, I have only ever been in barns that have like a furnace, like a blowing furnace on the ceiling. And at the last barn before that, they had propane heaters, like the radiant propane heaters along the ceiling, which were not near as hot as like a patio heater. I mean, you could definitely feel the warmth if you stood right under them, but they were not like uncomfortably hot by any means. Okay, and the next post is actually an older one. I'm not sure why it came up, but it's a post from 2020. But I thought it was still a good one, and so we're gonna read it. So this gal posts in this Halflingers worldwide group that I joined because I had a Halflinger one time. Hi everyone, this is my first post. I need help. A while ago, I joyfully became a horse owner for the first time when I purchased a gorgeous Halflinger mare, 10 years old. She was supposed to be a well-trained school horse, able to ride Western, English, trail, and jump a bit as well. Well, 6 weeks later, I'm afraid to ride her because I've fallen off twice at the mounting block. She's super spooky as well. I've read so many great things about Halflingers. What am I doing wrong? My coach says be patient, but I'm losing hope she'll ever be the loving companion and reliable horse I need. So this lady does post a picture of her and her horse, and she is, I would say, probably 40s. I mean, she's a middle-aged woman, so she's not like a young gal or anything that can fall off probably every day and be fine. She does look like a middle-aged woman that probably falling off really takes a toll on her body. So this post says the horse was supposed to be a well-trained school horse, able to ride Western, English, trail, and jump. Now, here's what I'm going to say about that, because I feel like people kind of get away with this sly kind of wordage when they advertise their horses for sale. Well-trained school horse, able to ride Western, English, trail, and jump. A well-trained horse doesn't mean an easy-to-ride horse. And I will reference Fallon Taylor with my point here, because Fallon Taylor, I watch her channel, and she makes it clear in a lot of her videos that her horses are not easy to ride. And obviously her horses are freaking championship athletes. Like, they're amazingly trained, very extensively trained animals. But that doesn't make them easy to ride at all. You have to be a very skilled, very coordinated, very experienced horseman to be able to ride her horses. You have to know those horses. You have to know how they're trained, etc. Anyway, my point is that just because a horse is well trained does not make them easy to ride, does not make them beginner friendly, does not make them a confidence builder or anything like that. So, if you are looking at buying a horse, or if you want to purchase a horse in the near future, keep in mind that when you're looking at these ads, just because something is very well trained or, has been shown a lot or anything, the higher experience level does not make the horse easy to ride. In fact, it can sometimes mean the opposite. The horse can ride Western, English, trail, and jump. Same thing. That doesn't make them an easy horse to ride. Just because you can ride them Western, you can ride them English, you still have to know how to ride that horse. And, sometimes that might be too much for a beginner. Anywho, 6 weeks later, she's afraid to ride her because she's fallen off twice at the mounting block, and the horse is very spooky. Now, I will say, there have been some horsemen in my life that have pressured me to get on and start riding my horses sooner than what I think is necessary or is right. So she's only had this horse 6 weeks. I'm assuming by her post. So she may have started riding this horse right away when she brought it home. Personally, I always let my horses settle in for a couple weeks. Some people say they only let the horses settle in for a couple days, and that's fine. If the horse is ready, they'll let you know. If you feel like the horse is ready, use your gut instinct. But I let horses settle in for like a couple weeks, really get to figure out their routine, their surroundings, get comfortable in their new area, get to know me a little bit, and just have a no pressure environment while they are learning their new space and their new home. So honestly, 6 weeks, it's hard to say. Every horse is different. You know, your horse still might just be figuring. All right, sorry, YouTube viewers. My camera cut off because it was full of storage. But anyway, only 6 weeks into owning this horse. You know, I've had horses that will take a long time to settle in and to figure out their area. And especially if this horse is going from the pasture to the arena to a stall, being handled by multiple people, that's going to take more and more time for them to learn and be comfortable with that. But let's read some of the comments. Sounds to me like you need some confidence. Halflingers are super smart, and if you aren't doing much with her, she probably has more energy than she needs. Lunch her for a few days and have your trainer there when you mount. Ride in a protected area. I'd start in a round pen if available. So I definitely agree. If she's not doing groundwork with this horse and actually getting to know her on the ground and building a relationship with her, she's just jumping on this horse the day she brought her home. Her horse might have low confidence, but if she has low confidence as a rider as well, that's not going to mix very well. A low confidence horse and a low confidence rider do not make a good situation. So if she's not, you know, taking the time to just spend some time on the ground with this horse, then, you know, that's going to be a tough mix. I plan to do this with the horse I'm going to be riding, Mesa, this summer, because like I said, she's a ball of anxiety. She's got very low confidence. I've already gotten her out and like just brushed her and groomed her while she ate grain. When I take them grain, I'll like give her some scratches while I'm in there and stuff like that, just so she can get to know me and be comfortable around me before I ever get on her back. Actually developing a relationship with the horse before you start getting on them and telling them what to do. I would think that her trainer, if she's a quality trainer, would be able to tell, like, you know, what is causing the low confidence. She says she's fallen off twice at the mounting block already. So why, I would think her trainer would be able to help her with that. Why is she going to Facebook to ask a bunch of people on Facebook? And I agree, it's okay to get a second opinion, but as something as simple as just being at the mounting block, I would think her trainer would be able to help her with. And she doesn't say exactly what caused her to fall off at the mounting block, if it was a spook or if it was something else. But yeah, that's a little bit weird. It's all about trust. You are new to the horse is new to you. You're getting to know each other. Do fun stuff together, hang out, bond, create trust. Take it easy and be patient. The more comfortable and confident and relaxed you become, the more it affects the horse. She needs you to lead. Trust takes a little time. 6 weeks is not much time. Just grooming builds trust. So that's exactly what I was saying earlier. She's only had this horse 6 weeks. They really don't know each other yet. Let's see. What made you fall off the mounting block? Did she move while mounting? She bolted as soon as I put my leg over. Geez, that's what the original poster commented. She bolted as soon as I put my leg over. My gosh, I've been talking too long. Have you tried someone holding her and mounting from the ground? The helper can hold your other stirrup if your saddle turns. My boy would get nervous when I would tower above him when mounting from the block. Natural instinct from predators, I'd imagine. You don't want to get injured trying to mount, as it can be dangerous with one foot in the stirrup. She certainly does spook when anyone stands over her. So it doesn't, she did say this horse was 10 years old. So I guess she didn't say when this horse was like broke out, but that's a good point. If like this horse is not used to being mounted with a block and has always been mounted from the ground, being way over on top of her and you being so much taller than her might just be, you know, spooking her. If her confidence is already really low too, that doesn't help the situation. Somebody commented, unfortunately, they lied. She says, you think? I'm scared to think that. Look at all the replies about groundwork. Happens all the time. Next time, take someone with you to buy a horse, like an experienced trainer. So I have been a victim personally of people that have lied to me about the horses that I've bought. But from what this person, I would have to see the actual sale ad of the horse, but from what this person is describing her, they just said that she was well trained. That doesn't mean that she's an easy horse to ride. That doesn't mean she's beginner friendly. So that doesn't necessarily trigger they lied in my head. It does definitely seem weird that the horse would be spooking just from being mounted on the block. I would think a well-trained horse or a horse that is very well-rounded and experienced wouldn't bolt. Maybe would have to take a few times to get used to being mounted by a block, but definitely wouldn't bolt. But I'm not going to jump to the conclusion that they just lied about the horse in general. But yeah, a lot of good advice here in the comments for her. Hopefully she sticks it out with this horse, but yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. Definitely, it takes time to figure out every horse's personality and every horse's quirks and every horse's mood during the day. I mean, I've owned my horse Sugar for so long that I can jump on her anytime, anywhere, and we have each other figured out. But me and Oakley, you know, I've had Oakley a year this month. We're still trying to figure each other out. Me and Hazel for sure are still trying to figure each other out. And me and Mesa are going to go through the same thing where we have to kind of learn each other's habits, learn each other's attitude, and kind of figure out how to work together so that we can create a good, you know, team effort there. So 6 weeks, that's a really short amount of time to, you know, work with a horse that you're going to own for a long time, or you plan to own for a long period of time. Especially one that's already been broke. She's already broke. She was already used to somebody else's habits, somebody else's attitude, somebody else's mindset. And now she has to figure out what yours is, on top of adjusting to a new barn and a new herd and a new stall and a new arena. And arenas, let me tell you one thing, is that I find a lot of horses have to adjust to a new arena. More so than like riding outside or riding on the trail, because arenas are these big, huge buildings that we're in. Some of them have windows, some of them don't. Some of them have a low ceiling, some of them have rafters. Some of them are really high up, which creates like an echo, like a louder effect. You can hear the birds on the roof and stuff like that. Some of them are like insulated and they don't echo very much, and some of them aren't. So arenas are all very different, and I find that my horses have to kind of adjust and figure out each one. So indoors, that is, not outdoors obviously, but anywho, I thought those were a couple of good posts to insight and wrap in the new year. So anywho, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this episode because I've been talking for long enough now. But like I said earlier, I hope you guys have been enjoying the New Year's season. Let me know down below in the comments if you guys have any resolutions or goals that you want to aim for this riding season, and kind of, you know, what you're looking forward to for the 2023 season. So anyways, I think that's all I got for today. Before you go, make sure to check out the description box where you can find my Buy Me a Coffee, where you can donate to Buy Me a Coffee and help improve this channel, improve the podcast, help with the horses. You can find my TikTok and my other social medias down there, my other channel. I've been uploading a lot on my MT Daily channel this summer of my furniture flips. I've been doing that this summer and that's been really fun. But anyway, I'm going to jump off here now because I actually have to go out and do chores here in a little bit. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Let me know what you think down below, and I'll see you next week. Bye.